What?
You know that feeling when you're standing on a runway, gear packed, nerves buzzing, and you realize today's the day you actually lift off. That's what I want this episode to feel like. G'day, I'm Joel. Most folks call me Slate, and this is the 3CIR podcast where we strap in together and get moving on the next stage of your career.
And I'm Ryan. Mates, call me Jury. If you're new here, welcome to the crew. We're two ex-military blokes who swapped boots for books and now help others do the same. 3CIR was founded by veterans, built on courage, commitment, camaraderie, integrity, and respect, not just wall art. These are the values you feel when you chat with our team or log in for class at some odd hour because life is happening.
Right. And our mission's simple. We help veterans, emergency services, and everyday legends turn real-world experience into real qualifications. Recognition of prior learning is a big part of how we do that, but today we're zeroing in on a starting block that changes the game for a lot of people. Certificate II, and specifically, why a 3CIR Cert II can be the ignition switch for your future.
Exactly. We've seen folks go from, I'm not sure I can study again, to, I've got a new job and a new pay bracket in a few months. It's not magic, it's structure, support, and the right entry point. Certificate II is that entry point for a lot of us. And we're going to break down what it is, who it's for, and how to make it work around, well, real life. School runs, shift work, deployments, night duty, you name it.
And I'll throw a story in later about a firefighter who used RPL plus a Cert II to jump into work health and safety. That one still makes me grin.
Teasing us already. Before that, quick compass check. 3CIR exists because veterans saw a gap. Transitioning from service to civilian life is tough. Same story for paramedics, AMBOs, firefighters, police. You've got skills, discipline, situational awareness, leadership in chaos. Translating that into what employers recognize on paper is the trick. That's where we come in.
So, what is a Certificate II? Think of it as a foundation, not a kiddie pool, an actual foundation slab. It gives you core, practical skills in a specific industry or job family, and it's ideal if you're just leaving school, stepping into the workforce for the first time, or you're switching careers and need a credible starting point.
It's like learning the language of the field. You may already be able to do the thing, but the Cert II teaches you the terms, the systems, the expectations, and at 3CIR, you do it online. Anywhere, anytime. I've seen people log in from mine site lunchrooms and from the front seat of a ute while the dog's breathing down the mic. It's flexible because life is messy, right?
The flexibility piece is huge. I'll be straight with you. Most adults don't have time to sit in a classroom 3 nights a week. Our Cert II courses are built to fit around your schedule. You can hammer out a module on a Sunday night, pause for school holidays, or accelerate if you've got momentum and a spare week off.
And you're not on your own. We've got industry pros as trainers, not academic fog. These are people who have actually done the job and still talk like humans. They'll tell you, here's how this plays out when the phones are melting. Here's how to avoid the rookie mistake. Here's how to impress on day one.
That practical voice matters. The curriculum itself is geared to what employers are hiring for now. We build with industry input, so you're not learning a version of business admin from 2007. You're learning the spreadsheet tips, the email etiquette, the customer service expectations, the tech tools, the basic compliance checks that make you valuable quickly.
And here's one that often gets missed. These qualifications are nationally recognised under the Australian Qualifications Framework. AQF recognition means if you're applying in Darwin or down in Hobart, your Cert II carries weight. Employers know what it means, no translation needed.
Let's talk benefits, because this is where people lean in. First, the obvious one, job prospects. A Cert II is like a door key for entry-level roles. It tells a hiring manager you've got foundational skills, you can follow a process, you can be trained up quickly. In a pile of resumes, that's not nothing.
And if you've been out of study for a while, there's the confidence bounce. I've watched big, capable operators freeze at the idea of logging into a student portal. Week 1, they're cautious. Week 3, they're like, mate, I smashed that assessment and learned a better way to manage a customer query. That's momentum you can feel at home too. You're showing your kids that learning doesn't stop when school ends.
Increased earning potential follows opportunity. Get your foot in the door, do well, step up to the next task, and the increments add up. Cert II is also a launchpad to Cert III, or IV. That pathway is real. You complete a Cert II, you've built the study habit, you understand the assessments, the ladder suddenly looks climbable.
I want to toss in a personal angle. In uniform, your progression steps are clear. Out of uniform, the civvy path can look like spaghetti. The Cert II is one of those clean lines. It says, start here, prove your fundamentals, then move to more complex responsibilities. That clarity is underrated. It calms the brain.
Now, 3CIR specific. If you've got experience already, recognition of prior learning can fast track you. RPL is where we map what you've done on the job to the units in the qualification. You bring evidence, we bring assessors who know how to translate it. That can reduce the time and cost, and for some folks, it can even qualify you outright for higher level units or shorten the journey to a Cert III or FOLPLs.
And evidence doesn't mean a scrapbook. Think training records, deployment logs, workplace assessments, incident reports you wrote, supervisor references, even photos and rosters if they show you did the thing. You might be sitting on a goldmine of proof in your email archives.
Let's get concrete. One of our most popular options is the Certificate Cert II in business. Perfect if you're aiming at admin support, customer service, reception, or you want to get a grip on office tools and communication. The skill set here is basic but valuable. Writing clear emails, managing calendars, handling phone calls professionally, data entry accuracy, a dash of spreadsheets, some record keeping.
And it's a springboard. Business skills are transferable across sectors. You can be in a construction office on Monday and a healthcare clinic front desk on Friday. We've had grads use the Cert II in business to pivot into marketing pathways, HR support, even project admin. You build the base, then specialize.
Outside of business, we've got Cert II options across multiple industries. You'll find WHS pathways, security-related foundations, and other entry-level courses that map to real jobs. If you're not sure which one fits, that's what our advisors are for. We can help you pick based on your goals and your experience.
On that tip for choosing, ask yourself 3 questions. What kind of problems do you like solving? What environments do you thrive in? And what do you want your day to feel like? If you hate sitting still, pick something with movement and people. If you love order and systems, admin might be your happy place. Exactly the chat we have with callers every week.
Let me circle back to that firefighter story I teased. Former firey, tired of rotating shifts, wanted a safety role on the civilian side. They came to us with incident response experience, safety drills, risk assessments under pressure. Through RPL, we mapped a chunk of that to relevant units. Then they completed a Cert II to cover the foundational theory and admin skills employers expect. Within months, they landed an entry-level WHS support role on a construction project. Day one, they weren't guessing. They understood paperwork and people. Both sides of the safety coin, that's the power combo. Real experience validated plus a nationally recognized qualification.
That's a great one. I've got another in a different flavor. A single parent, school leaver a decade later. Life happened. Confidence took a hit. They started with a Cert II in business because it felt doable. They scheduled 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week during lunch break. No all-nighters. 3 months later, certificate in hand. 2 interviews, 1 offer. And the most important win they told me about wasn't the job, it was the line, I can do this. I'm not behind, I'm on my path. That ripples into everything.
If you're listening and thinking, I don't know if I can handle study, here's the setup I recommend. 2 short sessions a day. Morning coffee, do 1 learning activity. Evening, do a practice quiz or take notes on what confused you. Keep a running list of questions, then bring those to your trainer. You won't waste time and you'll see progress every week.
And use the resources. 3CIR's online platform is set up with bite-sized content. You've got videos, quick reads, templates. Also, we've got a heap of videos on our YouTube channel that complement your learning. Leadership, HR, work health and safety, security, business, marketing, government, project management. If you're the type who learns by watching someone walk through it, you're covered.
All right, what about enrollment? It's simple. Jump on the 3CIR website, look at the Certificate II courses, pick what suits your goals. You'll see enrollment steps laid out. If you're not sure, hit the chat or call. Our team's friendly and fast. And if you think RPL might be in the mix, say that up front. We'll guide you on what evidence to gather and how to submit it.
And because we're all about cutting friction, you don't have to drop everything to start. You can set your own pace. Work in bursts, take a breather if life throws a curveball, then pick up where you left off. Your course, your rhythm.
I want to hit expectations. A Cert II doesn't promise you a CEO chair by Friday. It promises foundation and momentum. It puts you in the room. It changes how your resume reads. It gives you talking points at interviews that show you understand the basics. When a supervisor says, "Send me that risk register," or "Can you set up this spreadsheet?" or "Let's draft a customer response," you're not guessing. You're ready.
And your mindset shifts. You start spotting the next steps. You'll finish a Cert II and suddenly see a clear path to a Cert III or IV. And yeah, people ask, what's the difference? Think of it like this. Cert II is fundamentals. Cert III adds complexity, more independence on tasks. Cert IV leans into specialized skills and supervisory or coordination responsibilities. It's a ladder, and you might be further up it than you think if you leverage RPL.
Another question that pops up: how long will it take me? Honest answer: it depends on your pace and experience. Some blitz it in a few months, others intentionally spread it over 6 to fit around family and shift work. We're not timing you with a stopwatch, we're coaching you to the finish line.
And if the tech bit worries you, just say it. We've got your back. We set you up with what you need, show you how to navigate the platform, and you practice on a low stakes task first. After that, it's like riding a bike. A slightly nerdy bike, but still.
I'll add a tactical tip for those balancing shifts. Time block the week on a Sunday. Pick 3 windows of 60 minutes, that's it. Monday after school drop-off, Thursday before night shift, Saturday morning before sport. Put them in the calendar like appointments. You're more likely to show up for future you if it's in ink.
Pair that with a win log. At the end of each week, write 1 sentence about what you learned or finished. It sounds cheesy, but it tells your brain progress is happening. You start to crave the next tick.
All right, let's talk outcomes. Entry-level roles that open up with a Cert II in business could include admin assistant, reception support, customer service rep, data entry officer. If you're angling toward WHS later, that admin layer matters more than you'd think. Safety is as much about documents, registers, and communication as it is about spotting trip hazards.
And if you're eyeing security or government pathways later, starting with a Cert II gives you that professional polish on the front end. You learn how to write, how to document, how to handle communications, the stuff that gets you trusted. We've seen plenty of grads springboard from Cert II into roles where they're finally using the soft skills they built in uniform or on the front lines.
People also ask, will my employer respect this? Yes. AQF recognised quals are the common language across Australia. Hiring managers know what they're looking at. They've got checklists. Seeing Cert II ticks the foundation box. Seeing 3CIR next to it, they also know you've been trained by an outfit with roots in service and a practical bent.
And that matters culturally. One of our advantages is we speak the same language as our students and a lot of employers. We value camaraderie, we value integrity, we don't sugarcoat, but we do support. That shows up in how we assess, how we give feedback, and how we celebrate wins.
Real stories time, keeping details general. We've had Navy stewards roll into business admin beautifully because they already understood service, timing, and precision. We've had AMBOs who were naturals at customer care and documentation, which translated straight into reception and client services roles. We've had tradies who'd been handling quotes and inventory in their heads for years, who suddenly had the paper trail and tools to formalize it, and their invoice accuracy went up, and so did their credibility.
My favourite bit is when a learner tells us, I didn't know this counted. The meetings you ran, the shift handovers you documented, the spreadsheets you built to track equipment, the safety toolbox talks you delivered. It counts. RPL is about honouring that and putting it to work.
Also, if you're coming in fresh without prior experience, you're not at a disadvantage. The Cert II is designed to teach you from the ground up. You'll get scenarios, practical tasks, little simulations that make you feel the work, not just read about it. Then you practice in your job or volunteer gig, building that experience as you go.
Let's lift the hood a bit for the nerds like me. Our curricula are built with industry consultation. That means we sit down with hiring managers, supervisors, frontline staff, and ask, what do you wish new starters knew? Then we bake those answers into the assessment. So when you graduate, you're speaking the language of today, not last decade.
And because we're online, your classroom is as big as Australia. You'll bump into people from different states, different industries. That network becomes a hidden benefit. Someone posts a tip in the forum that saves you an hour. Someone else shares a template that becomes your favorite shortcut. You're not just learning from trainers, you're learning from each other.
There's also a momentum effect with stacking. You finish Cert II and ride the wave into Cert III. Keep going, and you might be looking at a Cert IFU in a year or so, depending on life and RPL. Each one adds credibility and capability. Each one opens the next door. It's not just letters on a resume, it's leverage.
If you're listening thinking, all right, I'm interested, but cash is tight, talk to us. We can help you map a path that uses RPL where possible, staggers enrollments, and keeps things practical. We'll be straight with you about what's realistic and what's not. No pushy sales nonsense, just a plan.
And if you're the type who likes to see before you commit, jump on our site and check out the Certificate 2 course pages. There are outlines, unit lists, and a contact button if you want a quick call. Also, scroll the 3CIR YouTube channel. Leadership, HR, WHS, security, business, marketing, government, project management. You'll get a feel for our style and vibe. If you're nodding along, you'll fit right in.
Quick rapid fire myth busting. Myth 1, Cert II is too basic to matter. Wrong. Employers hire for basics. Basics done well make you indispensable. Myth 2, online learning is lonely. Not here. Trainers and classmates are around and our team is responsive. Myth 3, my experience isn't relevant. If you've held responsibility, dealt with people, followed procedures or solved problems, it's relevant. We help you prove it.
Myth 4, I'm too old to start again. You're not. Your experience gives you an advantage, you just need the credential to translate it. Myth 5, I'll wait for the perfect time. There isn't one. There's only the week you decide to start and then keep going when it's not glamorous. That's where the momentum lives.
All right, practical walkthrough to enroll. Step 1, visit 3CR and browse Certificate to Do courses. Step 2, pick your best fit option like Cert II in business if you want broad admin and communication skills. Step 3, talk to an advisor about your goals and any RPL opportunities. Step 4, enroll and set your study plan. Step 5, engage with your trainer early. Ask one question in week 1. That habit will carry you.
And take a moment to picture why you're doing this. Maybe it's a new role that lets you be home for dinner. Maybe it's proving to yourself you can pivot. Maybe it's the first rung toward project management or government work. Anchor it. When the week gets heavy, come back to that anchor.
I want to touch on personal growth because the blog hit that point hard and rightly so. Getting a Cert II isn't just about employability, it's about identity. You start seeing yourself as a learner again, as someone who adapts. That bleeds into how you parent, how you lead, how you approach challenges. It's a big deal.
There's a pride in putting your name on a certificate and knowing what it cost you to get there. Early mornings, late nights, choosing to study instead of doom scrolling. That discipline is familiar for anyone with a service background, and it remains your superpower. You're just pointing it in a new direction.
If you need a nudge, here it is. Start now, even if now means book a call or download the course outline or block 30 minutes to gather your evidence for RPL. Action beats anxiety. Every time.
And tell someone. Accountability works. A friend, a partner, your kid. Say, I'm starting a Cert II this month. Watch me. They'll cheer you on and ask about it at dinner. You'll keep going because they asked.
Before we wrap, let's loop back to the big picture. Today's job market moves fast. Having the right qualification doesn't just get you hired, it keeps you adaptable. A Cert II is a smart move if you're starting out, returning to work, or changing lanes. With 3CIR, you've got flexible learning, industry-savvy trainers, AQF recognition, and a team that actually picks up the phone.
We're here because we've walked that transition ourselves. We know what it's like to turn your experience into a new story. If you're ready to get moving, jump on the site, explore Certificate 2 options, check out the videos, and talk to us about RPL. You'll be surprised how far you already are.
Next time, we're going deeper into RPL with a myth-busting special. What counts as evidence, how to gather it without losing your mind, and how to turn that shoebox of paperwork into a fast track. We're bringing real examples and practical templates you can use immediately.
That one's going to be fun. Bring your questions. If you've been wondering whether your deployment logs, shift notes, or even that spreadsheet you built to track kit levels can help, the answer is probably yes. We'll show you how and why
Alright, crew. If today sparked something, take the next small step. The runway's clear.
And we'll be here when your wheel's up. Catch you in the next one.